Welcome back, everybody. I'm here in Florida, still on the set of CJ's First Cooking Show. One of the things I love about living in southern Colorado is we are the tip of the American Southwest, meaning we have taquerias, little Mexican restaurants, drive-thrus, and they have a sandwich called the Torta. Today, we're going to make a whole new one. I call it the Torta Slider.
Let's give it a try.
First thing we're gonna do is get our chorizo ready. So I could not find the loose chorizo, but I found these little ones in casings.
Wow, are you throwing your... Jeez, dude. Okay. Yeah. Keep going.
Anyways, and I found these ones in a casing, folks. If you're not familiar with sausage in a casing, this is a natural casing. And I'm just going to cut the casing open, and we're just going to pull out the chorizo like that, and that looks just like a loose chorizo. So what is a chorizo? It is a Mexican type of sausage that, as you can see, is heavy on the red chili, the paprika, and the cumin. And that's what we got going on here. We're going to open up 3 or 4 of these, just enough to make our sandwich. So, this is a good point. I was talking off set this morning with Nate, and he said, yeah, you know, that's okay to talk about not being able to find the things you want to in the store, because sometimes people might be at the store and find something different. You got to roll with the punches. And that's what I'm doing. We're rolling with it. Watch this, by the way. I'm going to go in here with my knife. Look at this. Oh, wow. How'd that happen?
Oh, jeez.
And we're just going to get a little bit of potato. So there's a style of breakfast burrito, quesadilla, whatever, in Colorado. Some people call it Colorado style. And it's like just a potato with the skin left on there. And they'll mince it up. And they have that, you know, with bacon or chorizo. And it is just absolutely perfect. Have a little bit of fried potato in there. Now, when it comes to potatoes, I have to admit, I always feel like a fool when I watch these cooking shows and people are saying, you know, yeah, that's a good place for a russet or a, you know, a Yukon Gold. I just kind of get whatever I get my hands on.
Yeah.
And I often will gravitate to a big old baking potato because I think when I'm, you know, peeling them or cutting them up, it's just a lot easier to work with. So
now, you're cutting these up especially small.
Yes.
That's for a very intentional reason, right?
It is. Well, one is I'd like to hear you say minced taters.
Minced taters?
There we go. And yeah, and I'm gonna have this mixed together with my chorizo. I think we're ready to go there.
So
By the way,
it's gonna cook quicker because of the smaller cut,
it is.
Right?
Yeah, and so the chorizo has a lot of fat in there. Should cook up pretty quick. If you can't get this, you can definitely go with bacon. We use bacon a lot in our breakfast tacos, our breakfast quesadillas.
Well, we just use bacon a lot for everything, man.
So we have the griddle. You know, we're gonna do. We've been talking about this a lot as we're here. A 36-inch griddle, of course, always going to be my favorite because we have 4 heat zones. You can have one off. I'll turn a few up. If we get too hot, I can turn a few down. If we're not hot enough, we can turn them up. So when you're cooking on the griddle, definitely cooking to feel, cooking to eyesight and taste. And you might not need oil. You know, this is pretty greasy, but let's get it going. Just like that. I'm also going to go in with a little bit of the garlic paste. Love this stuff almost so much as I would brush my teeth with it, but I won't. I won't do that.
That's disgusting.
But I could. So let's get a little bit of that down there in that oil, of course, right there. You can see we're getting instant sear, by the way. So one of the things I love about making any type of breakfast food, whether it's a breakfast quesadilla or cooking anything for breakfast, is it always gets people excited. And we have made so many breakfast quesadillas over the year at our demos, our store demos across the country. People love it. I love it when we're out at hunting camp making breakfast food. People just love it. Great way to start the day. And of course, they're not only for breakfast. You could have one of these for dinner. And how many people out there like to have breakfast for dinner?
Leave it in the comments. Do you prefer breakfast for breakfast or breakfast for dinner? Or do you just like breakfast at all occasions?
Ethan, have you ever had breakfast for dinner?
Breakfast for dinner, like 3 times.
Yes.
You've had breakfast for dinner 3 times in your life.
Yeah.
So Ethan is a very calculated man.
Obviously.
All right, so we're just gonna watch this over here, get it cooking nicely. And meanwhile, while that is cooking, we can go ahead and grab these. They're called bolillo rolls. And they're kind of like I guess like a baby version of the traditional torta or tolero roll. Same kind of consistency. We're just gonna cut these open and get those ready so we could toast them up and enjoy our sandwich till later. Now again, I'm doing just a breakfast version of this. And you could certainly do a lunch, you know, a dinner version of these. Probably the version that I've had the most is one that has like that shredded kind of enchilada sauce type of chicken in these. So there we go. There's our rolls. Let's grab our Duke's mayo over here.
We're fans of Duke's around here.
And again, I'm late to the party. I have to admit it, folks.
That's all right. At least you're at the party.
I'm
now.
at the party.
Welcome.
I didn't do the mayo toasting on the bun until, you know, a couple months ago. But now I feel like I can't quit, you know. Why not?
It just makes a nice crust. It goes golden brown.
I feel it really does.
That Betty, she's a genius.
She is.
She is a genius.
She actually is a genius. And that's one thing that I can take away from seeing other people cook. You know, back in the day, I felt like I was the only guy cooking on a Blackstone. Everyone's doing it now. And so whether it's Betty or whether it's the Hungry Husky, whatever, there's always people coming up with better ideas.
Hey,
and
on
different
behalf
varieties.
of the griddle community, let me just say thank you, Todd, for plowing the way.
I did.
But let's discuss what is going on.
Out. I wonder if we ran out of propane? We're out of propane, I think. Hold on.
Cut!
Yeah. Propane. It's on high. It's on high. It's on high. Propane. Smoke on the griddle. Okay, if you notice a tear, I got some suntan lotion in there. So come on in. Let's check out our chorizo. Say it with me.
Chorizo.
Oh, that's way better than me. So there we go. A lot of grease, folks, in there. So that's what we're working with right there. Look at that. Can you see that? That's what we're looking for there.
So that grease, is that going to help us with our potatoes as well?
It is going to help us with our potatoes, which just happen to be right here. Right now. Is that a song? Right here, right now. Oh, no, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's...
Well,
here we go. We're going to put those there, get them cooking in there. We're going to throw them in there with the chorizo in a second. Oh my goodness, look at the color. But look at that. Come on. Can your camera get that?
no.
Mine couldn't, but yours could. Check it out. See those taters? Looking very nice. You can see they're ready. They're very small, folks. I'm going to say if you're going to do potatoes, you know, maybe do small in one of these breakfast dishes because they cook up almost instantly.
Well, and they kind of fit and fall better in your sandwich bread, right?
They do. And I've made mistakes before. I've diced them too large, and then, you know, you're playing catch up as your chorizo, your bacon is done. But these potatoes are going to pretty much cook instantly. And let's come back over here. Let's get some cilantro. We're going to probably end with some cilantro later on. So a little bit of cilantro. I'll tell you something about cilantro.
Hey, Todd, could you tell me something about cilantro?
Well, as a kid in Pennsylvania, I didn't know what it was. We didn't use it. Like cilantro and avocado was 100%. I'm 48 years old, be 49 soon, and I didn't know what it was. I was exposed to it. I worked at Applebee's about 30 years ago, and as part of being a prep cook, I had to chop up cilantro every day, like a whole case of cilantro. And it actually broke my arms out, like an allergic reaction, my forearms, like nasty. But I love the taste of it, and for whatever reason, after a couple weeks, it never happened again. So if for some reason you have an allergic arm reaction to cilantro, keep going, and then you'll end up like me.
Or just don't eat that at Applebee's.
Yeah, or don't rub it on your forearms. I don't know what I was doing back then. All right, so now I think everything's looking good here, folks. We're going to take this chorizo, move it over here to the end. We're going to turn that burner off. We're going to create that no-wake zone. We're in Florida today, and I've created, I'm learning the laws of the maritime world. This is my no-wake zone over here. We just noticed that my other burner here was on high. Again, now we have a giant plate of steel here, 55 pounds approximately of steel. So go ahead and turn a couple down if you want to. We're still screaming hot over here. We're gonna go off, and low. We'll let this cool down for a few minutes. That way you don't want to burn those eggs, because we want to try to get a nice, you know, crispy bottom and runny, sunny side up egg. Our meat is done, so let's pull it off while we allow the griddle to cool off and get those eggs done, get those rolls toasted up for later. But that looks beautiful. Oh, of course, we could cool our griddle off with a little water here. That'll be nice too. We can, you know, clean off some of that extra gunk. You know, you can see that garlic kind of bubbling to the top there, and that'll bring the griddle down a few extra degrees. So we can
give us a nice clean surface for our eggs. So in the words of Betty, we can get some sexy eggs.
There you go. We could. But also in the words of Betty, I hate using water. I don't ever use it. A lot of people talk about using water on the griddle. That's something we don't do a lot, but sometimes you'll want to. You'll get a lot of gunk build up there. Maybe you're doing stir fry, and you have a lot of gooey mess on there, sugar, so occasionally you'll want to hit it with some water. But yeah, as a general rule of thumb, we don't use water after every cook, for sure. Typically, it's just high heat and oil. All right, so I think the griddle has cooled down here. We've taken a few minutes off. Have some eggs going here, a little bit of oil. Now, eggs, obviously, you don't want to burn them at the same time. You run the risk, just like a pancake, of dropping them down there and just having them sit there. So I suggest maybe put your hand down there and think, hey, can that cook an egg? And I think it can cook an egg. Let's go ahead and, wow, ouch, a beast of burden. Crack a few eggs on there like that. All right. Whoa, that one just kind of slid out like I don't know what happened there. But it's on the griddle now. And there we go. I suppose you can hit those up with a little bit of salt, like so. I might even go in there with a little, there's pre-dusting, post-dusting. This would be like an intermittent dusting of the taco fajita, seasoning just a little bit on top. And meanwhile, we'll grab these rolls and get them ready. These little, we're calling them Torta slider rolls. So we're gonna put them down here, mayo side down. We're kind of make a pretty half moon.
Like a little half moon with some eggs in the middle.
Around the eggs.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, kind of pretty.
So those eggs, are we going to scramble those, or are they going to be fried eggs?
Yeah, I'm going to fry them, and so we're going to try to get the whites all pretty and maybe a little crispy on the bottom, and then yeah, leave them sunny side up so we can hopefully get a nice yolk break later on. All right, our rolls are looking good. They're not. Oh, that one is looking toasted. Oh, so we'll start to peel these and put them over here.
We've got
hot, hot, hot. All right, folks, so next we have us an avocado over here. And, hey, if you don't like avocado, you could use something else for this. We're just going to go ahead and be careful. You don't want to, cut your hand, but you can kind of see what you need to do. Reach through there, grab a spoon like so. And we're going to spoon out that avocado, and then we'll take these slices here.
All right, so we're going to do like whole slices on here.
Yeah, if it's really soft, you could spread it. We're kind of between here, so maybe a few slices on the bottom of ours.
I like that. It's fun to get a nice bite of avocado.
Yeah. Let's get a couple of those down there like so. Meanwhile, we have our sausage, potato, a beautiful looking sausage, potato, and garlic mixture here. Gonna layer that down on top like so. Okay, and I'll pile that up. I'm working with a small roll here today, so obviously you're using a huge torta roll. You can load these up all the more. But I'm thinking slider.
Man, I like the breakfast slider idea.
Yeah, I could eat more of these and not feel guilty because they look so small and innocent.
Because we feel guilty for eating food a lot, don't we?
That's true. Let's come over here to Egg World. Here we go. All
right, I'm coming with you over here.
number one. And we're gonna put, these are big boys. They're small rolls, by the way. So we're gonna.
That's gonna be perfect because it's just
there we go.
Little bits hanging over the edge.
And another one just.
Oh, man down.
Ah, there we go.
That's quite all right.
Disaster averted. Now we could do a number of different things on top. I do happen to have some queso fresco. There's a bunch of different Mexican crumbling cheeses. If you're not familiar with them, a bunch of these cotija cheese, queso fresco, and I might just sprinkle a little bit of that on top, like so. Okay, I might take a little bit of that cilantro that we have left over.
Dude, are we going to do something with this Cholula?
I might. I love Cholula. Okay,
I have crema. Push you over the edge?
We can put crema on there, of course, and Cholula chili garlic, my favorite Mexican hot sauce. They have a lot of different varieties, but I know that for a fact, Blackstone Betty and I do love the chili garlic. So let's do it.
Okay.
A little bit of that chili garlic on top. I might even put a little bit down there on the bread. See that? Like that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So let's, if we want to, we put a little bit of lime maybe on the crown there. How about that? First time I've ever done a lime-infused crown. And I think we could, that's what they say down there. Might could leave this one open-faced.
Oh, dude, I love that.
So that's what we're working with right there. Take a look at that. All right, let's cut one of these bad boys open.
Dude, I have a feeling. Oh, there it was.
Look at that.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness, right there. So that's what you want right there. Got a little bit of solid egg, and then got the drippy, runny egg off the side.
Oh.
Let's give it a try. I taste that lime right away when
Yeah, nice on the fingers.
when I lick that fingertip. Yes. Creamy avocado, number one. First thing I taste, creamy avocado. I was thinking avocado might be too subtle, but that's actually the first thing I taste. And then it really holds everything together very well. So that creamy avocado, I can taste the egg in there. A little bit of that cumin and that red chili. And of course that nice roll, solid roll. You know, I don't think you'd want to try this concoction on just like regular white bread or anything. You want to have a nice solid, you know, bolillo roll, a telera roll, a torta roll for that. So breakfast sandwiches, definitely one of my favorite things to make on the Blackstone. Had a blast making these little torta breakfast sliders. If you want a recipe like this or a lot of others like CJ's McGriddle
Holla at your boy.
Yeah, man, you can find it at blackstoneproducts.com, folks. Don't forget to watch my weekly Let's Give It a Try show here on Blackstone social media, as well as Cook, Eat, Repeat with Nate, and CJ's first cooking show, and Family Style with Blackstone Betty. And until next time, everybody, this is Todd saying praise the Lord and pass the breakfast torta sliders.